Baking a cake can be both a fun and rewarding experience, but it's easy to make mistakes along the way. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced baker, understanding and avoiding common pitfalls can make a huge difference in your final result. Here are the top 10 mistakes to avoid when baking cakes, ensuring your next creation is a sweet success. 1. Not measuring ingredients accurately. Baking is a science, and precise measurements are crucial. Using too much flour or not enough sugar can alter the texture and taste of your cake. Always use proper measuring cups and spoons, and for dry ingredients, consider using a kitchen scale for the most accurate results. 2. Using cold ingredients. One of the most common mistakes is using cold ingredients like butter, eggs, and milk. Cold ingredients don't mix well and can lead to uneven batter consistency. To prevent this, take your ingredients out of the fridge 30 minutes before baking so they can come to room temperature. 3. Not preheating the oven. Skipping the preheating step can lead to uneven baking and a dense texture. Always preheat your oven to the correct temperature before putting your cake in. This ensures that the batter cooks evenly from the start, leading to a fluffy, light cake. 4. Overmixing the batter. It's tempting to mix your batter for a long time to ensure it's smooth, but overmixing can cause your cake to turn out dense and tough. Mix your ingredients just until combined to prevent overworking the flour and activating too much gluten. 5. Not using parchment paper or greasing the pan. If you don't properly grease your cake pan or line it with parchment paper, you run the risk of your cake sticking and tearing when you try to remove it. Grease the sides and bottom of your pan with butter or oil, or use parchment paper to make the removal process much easier. 6. Baking at the wrong temperature. Baking at the wrong temperature can lead to cakes that are either overcooked on the outside and raw in the middle, or unevenly baked. Make sure your oven temperature is accurate, and if in doubt, use an oven thermometer. Don't rely solely on the oven's built-in temperature gauge. 7. Opening the oven door too early. Many novice bakers make the mistake of opening the oven door too soon to check on their cake. This causes the temperature to drop, which can result in an undercooked cake or one that sinks in the middle. Wait until the cake has been baking for at least 2/3 of the recommended time before checking it. 8. Using the wrong cake pan size. Using a pan that's too small or too large for the recipe can affect the texture and baking time of your cake. Stick to the recommended pan size for the best results. If you must use a different size, adjust the baking time accordingly. Larger pans may need less time, while smaller pans will require more. 9. Not testing for doneness. A common mistake is not testing if the cake is done before removing it from the oven. Use a toothpick or cake tester to insert into the center of the cake. If it comes out clean or with only a few moist crumbs, the cake is ready. If it's wet, give it a few more minutes in the oven. 10. Not allowing the cake to cool properly. It can be tempting to frost or cut into your cake immediately after baking, but this can lead to crumbling or poor frosting adhesion. Allow the cake to cool completely in the pan for about 10 to 15 minutes before transferring it to a wire rack to cool fully. This helps the cake set and makes it easier to frost. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can significantly improve your cake baking skills and create beautiful, delicious cakes every time. Happy baking!